There's no use denying it, and there's no point delaying the inevitable. COVID-19 rules are collapsing all across Canada. We've got Saskatchewan pretty much doing away with everything, Alberta doing away with almost everything. We've got eastern provinces getting rid of a whole bunch of rules. They were some of the provinces that had the tightest lockdowns previously. And yet what's kind of interesting, though, is my home province of Ontario, well, they're digging in their heels. They're really not getting rid of these rules. They have no plans to do away with the vaccine passport and the mask mandate. And you say, what do you mean, Furey, no plans? How can that possibly be? We got people all across the country saying, come on, let's get on with this. We got public opinion polling showing that the majority of people say, we don't need any more rules. Just let people make their own personal choices if they feel they need to take COVID precautions. We've got chief medical officers all across the country, Dr. Theresa Tam as well, saying it's time to learn to live with COVID. We got to revisit all of these rules. So how can it possibly be that Ontario has no plans to do away with some of these rules when other provinces have gotten rid of all of them entirely, pretty much? What's going on? Well, originally, Ontario had said they would end the vaccine passport system on January 17th, and they would get rid of the mask mandate on March 28th. But then they did something rather incredible. They plunged Ontario into lockdown yet again in January. And just to be clear, you don't need to check the timestamp here. This is not talking about January 2021. You're not watching a year-old video. I'm talking about January 2022, plunging the province into lockdown even then, a lockdown that a lot of people certainly thought was unjustified. A lot more people than past lockdowns. More and more people have been saying as the months have gone by. Okay. Enough of this. So what are the plans now if January and March were the times to get rid of the passport and the mask mandate? Well, now the plans are, well, they have no plans. What do you mean they have no plans? Well, they have a reopening roadmap. They updated it on January 20th. They talk about the gradual and cautious reopening of Ontario. They use those words so often, so many times in their documents. And they talk about an easing of different capacity limits and indoor gatherings. March 14th, that's the latest announcement. They say that's going to be the sort of final reopening announcement, March 14th. But guess what? It keeps in place the vaccine passport system and the mask mandate forever. Well, I don't know about forever, but there's no indication when they're lifting it. Christine Elliott was actually asked about this at a press conference, and she said, yeah, there's no plan to lift the mask mandate or the vaccine passport system. Now, Brian Lilly did press Christine Elliott on, and she said, okay, we're not planning to keep these things in forever, and I guess we can lift it sooner if necessary, but she never offered a date. What on earth is going on? Did they not look around and see what's happening in the world, see what's happening throughout Canada, that this stuff just ain't happening anymore? Jurisdictions everywhere are lifting these things, and yet Ontario stubbornly digging in their heels and saying, we're not gonna budge. Well, I don't think folks are going to like that very much. I think you're going to see a lot of pushback on all of that, and I have no insider knowledge to back this, but I anticipate things are going to move sooner than Christine Elliott and Doug Ford are maybe previously saying they're going to move. We shall see.